Returning to my Coin Lady channel, I want to say hello to all of you. Seriously, the XRP haters over at CoinDesk are some of the most prejudiced and unreasonable people I've ever seen in the cryptocurrency industry. Even though I've been involved with cryptocurrency since its inception in late 2017, this dates back to a time before I did so. However, the XRP community was already referring to them as the FUD desk. Here, they are openly misrepresenting the current situation of XRP. Possession of legal authority. By July of 2023, the legal status of XRP has been clarified. Furthermore, their state is there. In a second, I will demonstrate what they said. But what they are essentially saying is that it's obviously incorrect because of something that happened in another case, a judge's statement that it lacks legal clarity. The fact that Ripple's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, has humorously criticized them and called them out on their behavior is refreshing. People should be ashamed of them because they are deserving of being called out. For that reason, I will tell you exactly what he said. In addition, XRP community attorney Bill Morgan has provided me with some insight. I want to make it plain that I am not a financial advisor before we start this celebration. Regardless of what I say, you should not invest in anything. For fun and as a pastime, I create videos on YouTube discussing cryptocurrency and related subjects. I'm just an enthusiast. Okay, folks, this is the problematic article from FUD Desk. It further confuses the issue of whether XRP is a security that needs more regulation. There was absolutely no murkiness caused by this. Legally, XRP is crystal clear. Please allow me to explain to you why their statement is incorrect. This is the text that follows. Recently, Ripple achieved a resounding financial triumph in a class action securities lawsuit, as the judge dismissed the majority of the claims. However, the judge further complicated matters by dropping hints that rippling XRP might be a security and warrant more regulation, which is a larger issue unrelated to the high-profile ruling from last year. Two judges' contradictory rulings highlight a larger issue: the U.S. crypto industry's lack of regulatory and legal clarity. Further ambiguity is anticipated for similar programs like Ripple and beyond unless Congress or a higher court provides such clarification. Because, well, they are basically the same thing. I'll just pause and point out that in the last phrase they are combining Ripple and XRP. Am I correct? However, even ignoring that, yes, we would like greater clarity in the law. What transpired only a few days earlier, nevertheless, went unnoticed. I covered it when it happened, but I can't recall which of the numerous Supreme Court judgments that came down addressed this particular issue. However, the SEC suffered a defeat in a recent decision by the Supreme Court. Basically, the Supreme Court made it clear that unelected bureaucrats like Kim Jong-Gensler and the rest of the shitheads at the SEC cannot arbitrarily decide what should be done in individual cases when there is a lack of clarity or legal ambiguity, regardless of whether the subject is related to the SEC or not. Regarding the respect to Chevron, I think that was the case. So, if my memory serves me correctly, it was just yesterday. Otherwise, I am hazy on the details. I think that covers it. Anyway, the law of the country since 1984 applies prior to that. So, basically, if there's any kind of legal gray area, we'll just ask the regulators to use common sense. Everyday people have less freedom, less clarity, and unelected bureaucrats get to make it up as they go along because of this. That was basically it. Consequently, the Supreme Court rejected it, which is plainly bad news for the SEC. So that's the direction it's going. Anyway, allow me to elaborate a bit more on this point. As a result, they reported on June 20th that U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California Judge Phyllis Hamilton dismissed the majority of a class action lawsuit that Ripple was facing, allowing solely one state law claim against the cryptocurrency company and its CEO Brad Garlinghouse to go to trial. This is going to trial, right? So, what was that? Do you recall the one where Brad Garlin said he was very, very long into XRP? It's at his house. You can be long an asset and sell a portion of it. He did mention so while selling some XRP at the time. I mean, I will eventually begin selling some XRP if the price reaches a certain level and if I am sufficiently attracted. After that, I will still hold on to some XRP and sell more when the price goes up even further. This is not a difficult idea, is it? Am I correct? That, however, will go to Trump. However, before anything can be assessed, it must pass the Howey test. They will then apply XRP to the Howey test, otherwise, there is no way to judge Brad Garlin's remark. That is all they are getting at. Plus, this is in a particular district. Thus, even if it were discovered, it would initially just affect the ripple effect and Brad Garlin's home. On top of that, even if you were really cautious, there would still be one small district in California where you couldn't possibly sell XRP. That is the only thing that would matter if you are Ripple. End of story. Plus, I've spoken about this previously. That would be the end of it. At the federal level, it makes no difference. Regarding XRP, the ruling by Judge Taurus would have little impact. Next, we will go over today's Crypto Basic article. I had to do this for Nuriel, and you'll understand why. Then, we will move on to Brad Garlin's residences. CoinDesk's erroneous report on XRP prompts scolding from Ripple CEO. CoinDesk, a prominent cryptocurrency news outlet, has been criticized by Brad Garlin House, CEO of Ripple, for presenting a recent court decision over XRP incorrectly. You may recall that last week, the long-awaited ruling in the securities class action lawsuit against Ripple was handed down by California District Judge Phyllis J. Hamilton. Excuse me, I'm confused with the verdict. I mentioned that a minute ago that the court dismissed all charges of securities law violations against Ripple. But she did schedule a jury trial for a state law lawsuit involving a statement made by Garlin House in 2017. As a result, numerous news organizations jumped to conclusions about how the California court judgment may change XRPS's non-security classification, despite what New York federal judge Annalisa Torres had decided. Previous coverage noted that Garlin House corrected these misunderstandings by stressing that XRP is not a security. In spite of the explanation, a credible news source recently claimed that Judge Hamilton implied that XRP might be a security. In response, the CEO of Ripple criticized the assertion and the media organization for its incorrect reporting. And I must admit, I have a soft spot for Crypto Basic. Every now and again, they make a mistake. They contacted Food Desk, an established news organization, but I'm sorry, the Crypto Basic, like you're fired, like just leave now. It's the most egregiously wrong thing I've ever seen them do. Flee from here. This is not the time, folks. However, in case you are viewing this on a screen, this is what Brad Garlin House said. This post is perfect for sharing on your desk. CoinDesk did in fact post this with their 3.2 million followers. So Brad Garlin House went ahead and tagged them just to be safe. These individuals are absolutely unpleasant, you know. Thus, the CoinDesk is Brad Garlin's house. This makes me look foolish. As far as the California judge is concerned, XRP is not a security. Just two cryptocurrencies, XRP and Bitcoin, have US regulatory certainty at the moment. You had to remove a misleading tweet after fixing a misleading headline about this subject. And the industry really needs a better CoinDesk. Thank you for watching my channel and for subscribing. I'll see you later.